it's Amy. Welcome back to Too Blessed. I am filming a quick intro to this video because I never did film one initially. And this is my long-awaited coffee table makeover video. This has taken me so long. I've been working on this since like May, and now it's October and I'm finally finished. And as I was going through some of the clips that I took while I was working on the table, I am missing a lot. I don't know what happened to some of the clips, but like when I was painting the table, I don't have any shots of that. I don't have any shots of when I was finishing and putting the coat on the top. And I took clips of all of that, but now I don't have them. So it's going to seem a little bit choppy, and it's mostly going to be just me showing you what I have accomplished because the actual shots of me doing the work have disappeared. But anyway, I am excited to show you this coffee table. I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I'm going to go ahead and just get to the video and show you what I did. Real quick, I'll show you some before shots. Make sure we can see what it looks like before, and you can see lots of damaged places. I mean, not really bad damage, but like scratches and chips. And let me move my centerpiece over a little bit here. There's a lot, I mean, there's like a nail polish spot, just lots of different things. This little spot here is actually where I was playing around with sandpaper. So that was not there before, but you can just see it's pretty. This is a pretty worn out table. I mean, here on the corners, very worn down. So I'm going to get my little area set up here. I need to put some protection down on the floor, and then we're going to start applying the stripper on the top here. All right. I think since the last clip, it's been about a week. This took a lot more work and elbow grease to remove the finish than I originally thought it would. And it still looks a bit rough, but I think I finally got most of the finish off. It's not coming across very good on camera. Actually, on camera, it looks like there's more stain still on it than there actually is. But now what you're seeing here is there's a lot of remnants of the stripper and things like that. So I'm going to give this a good wipe down with some soapy water. And then I'll need to let it dry out, and then I'll be able to start sanding this top. The stripper that I used, this one, do not recommend. The reason I got this is it's a citrus paint and varnish remover. It's supposed to be fast. It's supposed to be safe. You know, no dangerous odor. This is low odor. It does have a pretty... To me, it feels like a strong odor. I know it's not as strong as most strippers, but it still was pretty strong and not very pleasant. And just to get the table to the point it's at now, I did 5 applications of this stripper. I basically used this whole thing. It's maybe down to about there, just on this table top. Not even the whole table, just the top. So I would not use this again. If I had to do another project like this, I would probably get one of the more caustic strippers and just do this outside and, you know, just get the job done. Because this was pretty rough going. Okay, so I'm going to go get this scrubbed down and then let it dry probably for a couple hours before I attempt to do any sanding. Okay, so here's a little test spot that I did. And in all honesty, on the camera, it looks pretty horrible. But in person, it looks so much better. So, I mean, like I said, looking at it in person, I feel like it's looking beautiful. Now, on the center part here, I am seeing, of course, some of the blotchiness come through. And you can see that this side here is darker because there's different... Like the center part was like that before. Part of it was darker, part of it was lighter. So it's either going to end up being like that, or I might try putting another coat of stain on the lighter side you know, once I get done, put extra stain on this side or leave it sit a little longer and see if I can get it a little more close in color. I would kind of prefer it, the whole thing be pretty uniform, but we're just gonna see what happens. So here's the stain that I'm using. It is called Dark Walnut. So I'm gonna just get in and apply this stain and we will see what we end up with. All right, so here is the table after the first coat of stain. Now right here in the camera, the left side is looking a lot lighter, but that's because I also have a light shining right on it. So in person, it looks a little more uniform. It definitely looks actually much better than I thought it was going to. I was a little bit afraid that it was going to look really, really bad. Like I said, I feel like a lot of the blotchiness and unevenness is showing up a lot more on camera than it actually does in person. Now on this center panel, you can see that this one and this one, see, these are actually the same color and they're both darker than the rest. And then this one is like a medium color and this one is the lightest. So there's not much uniformity there. So what I'm going to do is just let this completely dry. I'll probably let it sit for a couple of hours maybe, and then come back and see where I want to touch up. I'm probably going to try to apply another coat to like this panel. Definitely this panel, possibly that one, and maybe even a little bit on this one, this top one. Although, like I said, in person, this one and this one look almost identical, but they're showing up very different on camera. I just would like the top to have a more uniform look as opposed to the lighter and darker. But we'll see. I mean, I'm fine with it if that's the way it's going to turn out. But so far, I'm pretty happy with the results. So I'll be back maybe in a few hours and see where we are. All right, so I finally got my staining done. And as I said before, it does not look good on camera. Like on camera, it seems really blotchy, very uneven, but in person it looks gorgeous. And in person it looks much, much darker than it does on camera also. So you're just gonna have to believe me on that part, that it actually looks much better than it's appearing on camera. So I have not put the clear coat on the top yet. This is just the stained wood. And from everything I've been reading, it seems like they recommend you wait about 24 hours before putting the clear coat. So I'm going to go ahead and start preparing and go ahead and start working on some of the painting of the legs and such, the rest of the table. You know, while I'm waiting for that stain to fully set in. So I'm going to go ahead and start preparing this and getting it set up and ready to start painting. Okay guys, here is the progress on the coffee table. As you can see, I've finally got all the painting done, and that for some reason seemed to take forever. I guess because of all the little carved details and stuff. I just had to keep going back and trying to get it covered. So like I said, I finally got the painting done, and I actually started, you can see on the drawer fronts, I started doing a little bit of the wax into the details. So that's all I've done so far. I feel like I should have started putting dates on all of these clips so that you could really see how long this has been taking me. I didn't film a lot of the painting because I just haven't been feeling very well. I haven't really been sick, but I just haven't been feeling well, and like I would get up and I just didn't feel like fixing myself up to appear on camera. So I've been doing the painting. I find the painting very relaxing, very therapeutic. But I just didn't feel like filming all those parts. So if you were here to see a step-by-step how-to video, I'm sorry. That's not what this is going to be. Like I said, I'm just kind of sharing updates as I go along. So let's see. So the next step is going to be that I'm going to start doing the waxing on the legs here and a little bit, you know, around the table. I'm trying not to do a lot on this. I'm going to keep it pretty simple, but it's still going to be a bit of a time-consuming process. So today is May 31st. It's Sunday. I've got a couple of hours here this afternoon. I'm going to try to do some of this. And again, I don't think I'm going to film any of it because like I said, I'm just not feeling it. But I will come back and update you hopefully when I get to my stopping point today, and I'll show you, kind of try to show you how much I get done in a day or, you know, in a couple of hours. So I am really loving how it's looking so far. I mean, just doing the paint has made such a huge difference in the way the table looks. And I found I've got these risers. They're meant for a bed, so you can, you know, raise your bed up to have more storage space underneath it, but we weren't using them right now. And so I put them under this table, and it works out perfectly to get it raised up off the floor so I can work on it a little easier. So I'm going to get back to work, and I will share an update as soon as there's anything to show you. All right, so here is the reveal of the coffee table. I'm trying to kind of show it from the same angle that I showed in the before shots. So it definitely looks so much better than it did. I really think it turned out beautiful. I have noticed a couple of spots where I feel like when I did the dark wax, there's some areas that seem darker. Like, for example, I feel like this side on that top section looks a little bit darker than this side. But I figured I could live with it for a little while and then kind of play around with, you know, adding a little more if I feel like it needs it. But I was kind of ready to just be done with it at this point. It took me so long to get this table done that I just wanted it to be finished. So I finished it, put it all back together. Let me kind of go in closer. On the top, you can still see some areas where there was damage and it didn't hold the stain very well. But actually in person, it looks a lot better. In person, like these spots right here are not really showing up. And these spots here, it's showing up a lot more on the camera than it does in person. So, but I love the darker color on the top. And here, I don't know if you remember in the before shot, I showed these corners and how they were so worn. You know, the stain was just gone. So that looks so much better. And it's just really beautiful. I'm going to go around and show it from a few different angles. So let me do that. Okay, so here's how it kind of looks with all the furniture and everything, with the end tables that I did before. You can see I did less waxing on the coffee table because I feel like the end tables ended up a little darker than I would have liked. So I just kept it a lot lighter on the coffee table. And the lighting right here kind of makes it just look white. Like the waxing detail is not showing up very well, but it is there, I promise. So, like I said, this is how it looks. I'm going to go ahead and add my decor back on, and then I'll show you kind of as a final shot how it looks together. All right, and here is the coffee table with my fall decor on it. I decided to just go ahead and show it with the fall decor because that makes the most sense since it's now halfway through October. That's how long it took to get this project done. But anyway, there is my fall centerpiece. And if you look, here in my centerpiece, I've got these little blue pumpkins. And those blue pumpkins match the blue pumpkins on my pillows. So just bringing in those little touches of blue. So that is my finished coffee table. And my floor is dirty. Oops. All right. So that's it. I don't know what I was going to say. I forgot. Anyway, if you're new here, I'd love to have you subscribe to my channel. And thanks for watching this video, guys, and I will see you in the next one.